The Valley's best rock, 92.1 WSQV, 106.9 WVSQ, and have a cigar with Pink Floyd here on the morning show. Mark the Shark here, and we have got John Conrath from the band Floyd Nation on the line. Good morning, John.
Hey, Mark, I got Jason, too.
You did get hold of Jason, too? That is fantastic. We've got John and Jason from Floyd Nation on the line. Jason, how you doing?
I'm excellent, man. You know, and it's funny that you had Have a Cigar playing because that is my core Floyd memory. My first major big memory that sticks with me to this day. I was 13 years old over at my grandfather's place on the east coast of Florida, hanging out with some neighborhood punk kid. We were at his house, and he had Wish You Were Here on 8-track in a little car radio that was hooked up to some stereos. And I was listening to this song through really crappy speakers, but the moment everything around me is burned into my brain for eternity.
And we were doing that song. We were hammering out in the studio yesterday, actually, at our studio playing Have a Cigar. And just, you know, when everybody hears it at our upcoming show, which we're going to talk about in a second, the energy, the passion behind it, everyone's just going to be blown away. We love that song.
And I tell you how everything comes together here today, and I was talking with John about this a couple of minutes ago. Today is the actual anniversary of the release. It was on this day in 1975 that Pink Floyd released the album Wish You Were Here, and we're talking with members of Floyd Nation. You see how that works?
That's amazing. You know, that whole album is about absence, but I'll tell you what, there's nothing further from the truth when you listen to the music, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking with John and Jason from Floyd Nation. Now, you guys, the show that we're promoting is October 5th at the Community Arts Center in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I've been reading up on you guys, and everybody just says a lot of just awesome things about Floyd Nation. The sound, the lights, the laser, the experience. How long have you guys been together?
Just a handful of years, Mark. Yeah, just a couple years, just a few years.
You know, it feels like a millennia that we've all been, you know, individually working on and practicing and honing our crafts. Mm-hmm. But as a band, it's been just a handful of years.
Now, when our listeners go to the show on October 5th at the CAC in Williamsport, and again, I don't want to give everything away because people can watch videos and things like that on YouTube. But what would you like to draw everybody's attention to for that evening?
Honestly, it's the fact that we're all huge fans of the music, and we've talked to a lot of other tribute bands around the world. The theme is, you know, typically there's a lot of musicians in those bands, but what we didn't find was this extremely deep set passion of the music for each member that's on stage. So when people come to the show on the 5th of October over at Community Arts Center, they're going to get hit with a wall of sound that is the level of excellence that the authenticity of the music that we're going to provide to them, it's just something that you have to experience for sure.
Yeah. Now, we're talking with John and Jason from Floyd Nation. And, John, I looked it up here. Now, you play just about everything. What is it? Sax, percussion, steel guitar? Is that your
forte? I play a lot of instruments. So I think my main passion is I love to jump off the stage and if the security doesn't grab me and then go run up to the crowd and go sit down with them. So, yeah, it's fun. It's such a great release to be able to play all the instruments and all the music, but that fan interaction and that engagement to us is probably one of the most important things we bring.
Yeah. And Jason, what about you? What is your specialty?
I am the bassist in the band, and that is what I specialize in.
All right, which means you have a lot of fun.
Low end.
Yeah, you got a lot of fun when you're knocking out a really cool bass line like the one in Money.
Oh, God, I love playing that song.
Oh, yeah, watch them on one of these days.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so I always like to ask a couple of questions, just some personal things. Now, I'm assuming, Jason, you told us the story about, listening to Wish You Were Here. So this question goes to both you, Jason, and John. If you were stranded on a desert island and you had only one Pink Floyd album that you could listen to for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Animals.
John, you go first.
Yeah, 100% Animals, no doubt.
Hey, Animal?
Yeah.
All right. Now, would you prefer to listen to that on compact disc or on vinyl?
I would prefer to listen to it live.
which is what you can see when you see Floyd Nation. Now, is there any particular? I was going to say, is there any particular album that you focus on when people see Floyd Nation? Sometimes when you see bands, and I don't just want to call you a tribute band because you're actually the whole experience. Is there any particular thing you focus in on, or do you give the audience a little bit of everything?
Yeah, so we go all the way from metal album all the way to Division Bell. Typically when we play live, but it's a dance that you have to play because you just can't take songs and throw them together in a set. The way that we weave the songs in and out to be able to span across generations and to keep attention and to keep energy and flow, it's just something beautiful to witness.
Yeah, I was going to say, because for a lot of people that are real Pink Floyd fans, I mean, it's one thing just to hear a single track, like we play on the radio, but all of that stuff is pretty much intended to listen to, as an album, tracking it from song number one all the way to the end, and that's pretty much how Floyd. I've always looked at Pink Floyd as an album is pretty much a track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right.
I'm like that with Animals. It's just one long track.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go through, in the band, I think all of us have our own personal loves of whatever songs they are, but there's one that's really raising, it's kind of like coming to the surface right now again, which is Great Gig in the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And to us, it's probably one of the most difficult songs that any band could ever perform, because of the reliance on the female vocalist that sings Claire Torrey's part, right? So we've been scouring the U.S. for the last few years to try to find the one person that can fit that role, to be able to bring the passion and the power and the soul. And we found her. We were going through and we were looking at some of the episodes of some of the TV shows on that come on The Voice, but we came across The Voice, and there's a lady named Tanisha Harris from season 18 that just joined our group, and she's going to be premiering her version of Great Gig in the Sky, which is mind-blowing, when we hit Community Arts Center in Williamsport.
Got it.
So she's committed to be a part of our band from here on out, and her level of excellence that she brings to the table. She was on Blake Shelton's team, and her level of excellence is unlike anything anyone's ever seen.
Got it.
I've been to every Pink Floyd tribute band show that I could ever go to, all the big ones, and I tell you, what she's bringing to the table for our group, it's just going to blow minds.
I'll tell you, it sounds, you guys, I mean, you're passionate about the music, and that's really just awesome to hear. I can hear it, in the enthusiasm in your voices. We are looking forward to seeing you and the rest of Floyd Nation. Again, that show is October 5th at the Community Arts Center in Williamsport. Tickets available at caclive.com. The box office is 570-326-2424. John, Jason from Floyd Nation, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day and talking. We're going to go ahead and serve up. What do you say we play The Happiest Days, Another Brick and Wall 2? How's that sound?
We love that.
Love that song.
You got it, brother. All right. And
also, Mark, I'd just like to say thank you. I want to throw out a happy birthday to Wish You Were Here, that album being released today, but also to one of our great fans in Florida, Kendall Patrick. Happy birthday today, Kendall.
All right. And make sure you make them aware, because we're going to be posting this on our social media a little bit later on today, and they'll be able to check that out. All right, John, Jason, thank you so very much from Floyd Nation.
Looking forward to seeing you at our show on the 5th.
You got it. You're listening to 92.1 WSQV 106.9 WVSQ, the Valley's best rock.